right. So like, how do you know Marina?
I met Marina at a beach party in the summer of 2020, and I actually became best friends with her sister first, and then I started hanging out with her, and then now we're best friends too.
Sick, sick. So if you have one word to describe her, what would it be?
Loving.
I would definitely say driven.
Sincere.
Icon.
So, please tell me who you are.
My name is Marina Santos. I'm 19 years old, and I'm the founder and CEO of Inward Clothing, which is a sustainable clothing line based in Toronto, and I also hand make everything for it. So yeah, that's me. So when it comes to Inward Clothing, I'm pretty much responsible for everything because it's just me at the moment. I would say the process of like the beginning of a collection to the end, pretty much my first responsibility is to like collect my ideas, kind of like brainstorm a lot of mood boards, Pinterest inspirations, kind of like go out and search for dead stock fabrics, so whether that's like going to Valley Village because I like to use reusable fabrics, not just like fabrics that you can get at the fabric store, like making the samples, so pattern drafting, sewing the garments, making sure that I have all the sizes and everything, and then I also plan photo shoots, so I can get nice images for everything. I reach out to models, which are usually half the time my friends. My responsibility kind of revolves around like packing the orders, keeping track of the Instagram and all of my social media, answering emails, literally everything for the brand.
What did inspire you to be a clothing designer?
I always get asked this question. I never really like know the exact moment that it like started. I'll definitely say ever since I was a kid I've always loved like fashion and wearing like cool outfits and stuff like that. It just made me like feel good. I think the moment that I started realizing that I wanted to make clothes is because I realized that for the clothes that I wanted to wear, nothing was really in the market. First of all, it wasn't sustainable price that I could afford, because I feel like price that I could afford was like fast fashion stuff that wasn't really like nice quality. So I definitely wanted to like fix that problem in the industry. But mainly just like I would say for fun, I got my sewing machine in the early pandemic and I just started creating stuff. And yeah, I would say just like that. I've always known that didn't want to have like a regular career path. I've always wanted to work for myself.
Make sense?
Yeah, I see that.
I like it together.
But I'm just saying texture-wise, because you know how
I think maybe we give her, we change her top and give her pants in that material. Yeah, I like it.
It's iconic. Yeah, now with this whole
I don't know
thing,
if I like the shades.
Yeah, we can remove them. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I would say the main challenge that I face doesn't really come from other people. It mainly comes from myself. I find that like there's definitely moments in my creativity that I get into like a slump where like I'll make stuff and I just like don't like it after, and I'm like, what did I just make? Like I don't even like this. 80% of it comes from my own self-doubt and my own mind, if that makes sense. So that's something I'm constantly working on. But when it comes to like challenges that I'd say as a female specifically and like that society kind of puts on us, I definitely think that there's this construction that in order to like be successful and stuff, you kind of have to really hard and like not being like a nice person, if that makes sense. And there's like this like, I'm gonna try to explain it, but there's like this like perspective, especially like from males, that you need to have this aggressive approach when it comes to like running a business and stuff like that. When I kind of run it in a different way, I'm kind of like, it's a very nurturing process. And something that like there isn't really a structure. It's kind of just, it's like raising a kid. Like things will come up, and it's very organic and it's like fun, if that makes sense. So the name Inward, I don't remember exactly when it came to me. It just randomly came to me. But the name Inward kind of stemmed from like everything that you need is within yourself. So I definitely want to pass that on to my community of like reminding them that like they don't need like my clothes to like make them happy, and like to brand values and kind of like how I run my brand. The main priority is that like no one is being harmed in the process, whether it's like emotionally or physically, because in the clothing industry like that's really common for like people to pay underage kids to like make their garments and stuff like that in very like healthy conditions. So I'd say that's the main thing. And then secondly, just making sure that the materials coming from the earth and aren't like used from polyester and like plastic based materials. And if I am using that, it's gonna be secondhand. And I'd say that when it comes to my sustainability, I've definitely like learned along the way. In the beginning, I kind of used to just like go to fabric stores and like buy fabrics and not really think about where the fabric was coming from. So I definitely think that I've also like learned a lot and made mistakes when it comes to sustainability so that I can become more sustainable. And I try to be open with my audience when it comes to that, because there is like a lot of greenwashing in the fashion industry of brands saying that they're sustainable like when they're really not. So I try to be like mainly just being honest with my audience. And yeah, also it's very important to me to not only be honest about the sustainability aspect, but to be honest about the struggles that come with it and like my daily like mental health struggles, for example, and like my own doubt and stuff. Yeah, I definitely like to dream big because I really think that anything's possible. My main goal is to really just like inspire people to do what they want to do. My main goal, I would say, is because I don't want Inward to just be a clothing brand. Like, I don't want people to just come to me, buy clothes, and then leave. I really want to build a community and build a safe space for people that we can all help each other out. I'm still figuring out exactly where I'm going to pivot, like how I'm going to pivot towards that. The clothing will always be there as a base. Yeah, I definitely think that the community aspect is the most important, and finding a way that we can kind of come together to really heal the planet as a collective, I would say.